is inside of you. like you really have to be him to do that, right? He left, took his bags, packed his bags, took off. These men are not even worth it. Hello, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, welcome. So guys, this video is really impromptu. I feel like this is just something I have previously touched on before, but I feel like now we're having examples, clear examples of the consequences you tend to face when you have sex before marriage. Yes, if this is not something you subscribe to, then you can click off. But I am a big advocate of not doing that, not being intimate with anyone until you're married. People have their different take on it. I just feel like no man is worth being with me if he hasn't done the needful, which is meet my father, ask for my hand in marriage, has the approval of my parents, my siblings, everyone that matters to me, to be the man. I have scrutinized you, I have checked you, I know that you are who you say you are, and I trust you. And of course, this doesn't mean that if you do all that, the man you end up with might still not be the demon himself, because we've all heard those kind of stories. But I mean, it's still better. At least you took the preventive measures, you did everything you were supposed to do. So if anything happens, you're like, well, I was fooled, which is better than just being ignorant, But yeah, so reason why I'm here, as you saw from the title, I just want to talk about and kind of reiterate actually about the whole, what happened to Eucharia. Eucharia, if you don't know, she is a Nollywood legend. I love this woman. She's amazing. She has been on my screen for the longest time. I can't remember how long she's been in the Nollywood industry now, but it's been a long time. I love her. I think she's so iconic, mega superstar, as she said. We love. But yeah. So if for you guys don't know, that's who she is. She recently did this interview where she talked about her life and everything, and in the interview she talked about how she met this man and she was in love. She was in love with him, and they did the genotype test together and they realized you're not compatible. She's AS, he's AS, and there's a chance that they can give birth to an SS. And for those of you who don't know, sickle cell, SS means sickle cell, and it's literally so the red blood cells are supposed to be round, and it's literally when instead of it being round, it's sickle. So instead of it being a circle, it's sickle celled, right? Literally its name, sickle cell. It's sickle celled, and that makes it hard for oxygen to pass through. So that's what literally causes the pains. And why do I know so much about this? I am sickle cell myself, so trust me, I've had my fair share of the pains, and I do not recommend anyone to go through with marriage or having kids if you have a chance of having an SS as a child, because trust me, you don't want to be running around in the night, morning, by 3 a.m. because your child is crying, shedding tears in pain, when all that could be avoided. All that could be avoided. I literally have two friends now that have died from this disease, to show you it's not something to even play about. But okay, let's just say you end up having, hey, things happen. The man who she was with, back to the story, I feel like I digressed, but back to the story. So the man she was with, he was they did the genotype test, they found out that there's a possibility to be SS. The man literally told her, I'll be here with you, we'll go through this together, I'll be here, I'm not leaving you. Literally what this man said. She was like, okay, cool, I'm in love, he's amazing, let's do this. She gives birth to the boy. What did the man do? You guessed it, he left, took his bags, packed his bags, took off. Okay, he took off. That's after telling her, I'm gonna be with you, everything. He takes off. But okay. And I remember the first time when they were like leading up to the story, when they were asking about the relationship, I remember her saying that, oh my god, like the things he did to my body, which is why I'm here. And I just want to like just like give you guys an example. I do have a video where I talk about this, about being digmatized. I'll like put it here. Watch that, because I don't really want to go too into this, but I just want to like kind of reiterate that point I was making, which is, do not have that, do not be intimate like that before marriage, because that kind of thing clouds your judgment. That level of intimacy, no matter how you can like, yeah, I'm gonna detach, girl, this is, your parts are rubbing, like he's inside of you. Like, it's a big deal. Stop acting. It's a big deal. I hate people saying, no, it is. It's a very big deal. It's it's huge. It's huge for someone to enter and be inside of me. It's a huge deal. Best believe it's a huge deal. So like, you really have to be him to do that, right? So I'm here. I kind of lost my train of thought. Okay, no, we're back. Okay, I know what I want to say. So I'm just here to tell you that it is a big deal, and it clouds your judgment. Like, it's literally like a drug. Because remember her saying that her father, her mom, no one was with them for the marriage, but they're like, okay, let's just do the marriage thing, everything approved. No one supported them for the marriage, because except from him, them not even being genetically compatible, just know that this man also did not have a proper stable source of income. So there's so many things that it could have been like, this man is not like, she should never have anything to do with him. But you know, he was doing things to her body. This is her own words. He was doing things to her body. She loved him, so she married him. And I'm just imagining in a situation where she never had sex with this man. Yes, she might have really liked him or loved him, but I feel like she wouldn't have gone through with actually having kids if she wasn't sleeping with him. Because when you're sleeping with someone, and you know, those pillow talk times, and you're talking to the person every day, you know, he's touching some parts that just, you know, drive you crazy. Like, yeah, you're gonna be hooked, you're gonna be on drugs, you're gonna be digmatized, you're gonna be like, oh well, if he says X, let me just do X. You know, he loves me, at least he loves me. Right, he does, of course. Yeah, so this is just like my little reminder that if it's something you're already doing, try stopping. I say this in the video I linked to this video. If it's something you are already doing, stop for like 2 months, you know, and see if without that level of intimacy, if you still want to be with this person. Because 8 times out of 10 you don't. What is still keeping you there is because you guys are having that. 8 times out of 10, when you stop doing that and you just see the relationship for what it is, your eyes kind of clear up and you're like, oh, is this who I've been dating? Like, without like, I go back to this amazing lyric from Big Sean and Jhené Aiko. I can't remember the song, I'll like put it here, when he was like, take the sex away and what else are we left laying? Because honestly, if you take that away, do you guys have anything to talk about? Is he still going to love you? Is he still going to care for you? Is he still going to text you? Or is he only texting you when it's time to, you know, pop that? Is he only texting you then, or is he actually genuinely concerned about your well-being? You know, like, really start to think about this. You can't just be giving your body out to any Tom, Jerry that comes your way. Like, you really, like, it's time for ladies to have even more standards, like even higher standards. Because a man coming from nowhere talking about, why are you worth being inside of me? Why? You know, like, really start putting yourself in that standard. Because trust me, most of these men are not even worth it. Like, they're just taking your femininity and building with your femininity, and then they toss you out when they're tired. It's you left alone with the pieces to pick up. So My dolls, whoever needed to hear this, I just, like, that's a good example. If you haven't watched that podcast, you really should. It's so insightful. I think it's like 2 hours long, and I still sat down, watched every bit of it. It was so good. Like, it was just so insightful. Like, you just learn a lot, and you just, like, of course, like, this is not the kind of, you know, situation I would love to be in. Like, who wants to be in that kind of situation? Like, we really have to. It's time, and I want to shout this out of the rooftop. Like, please do not have sex before marriage. Wait. Wait. Trust me. You're not missing out on anything. Trust me, you're not missing out on anything. Like, and it's better to have, you know, that with someone who actually gives an F about you. You know, like, it's even more, like, it's so, sex is so good that you should wait for it. You know how it's like, it's so good I can't wait? No, it's so good you should actually wait for the right person to really experience that, you know, like, proper orgasm, you know, like that top tier, you know, like, literally you should wait, because you're not missing out on anything. You really are not. If not, you're putting yourself into more trouble, opening your body up to diseases, you know, like, different energies, because we don't even know who he has slept with. That's, like, kind of depositing their stuff in you. Like, no, your body's not like a dustbin that anyone just comes in and throws in, you know, like, no. Going back to the scripture, your body's the temple of God, okay? Like, I have to say this because it is. Like, please just don't allow any man. And, you know, it really saves a lot of heartbreaks. It saves a lot of disappointment. It saves a lot of BS, because, like I said, when you're not doing that, your eyes are clear. You can see the relationship for what it is. So if you're like, this man, what is he doing? Like, he hasn't proven himself to me. He hasn't done anything. What is he even doing? And then you realize, and you're like, oh, I deserve way better. And then you leave that relationship, you know? So my dolls, I really hope this helps. Like, watch the podcast if you haven't. It's so insightful, like I said. And yeah, please don't do that before marriage. For all my girlies, all my young girlies, if you're thinking about doing it and you're not married to that man, don't do it. It's not worth it. Trust me. No matter what he's saying, don't let even the tip, we're not agreeing, nothing. No, it's a no. Okay. Okay, so like I always say, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Really impromptu, but I had to put it out there because I just watched this podcast and I'm just so sentimental, because oh my god, all that could have been avoided, but it's fine. Everyone has their story, everyone has their own story. But yeah, like I always say, my dolls, do not forget to have a feminine touch in everything you do. I'll see you in the next one.